What if training harder was exactly what's holding you back? What if copying the pros wasn't bringing you closer to your best self, but pushing you further away? Why are there runners who train more and more, yet run the same, or worse than they did years ago? Why do some improve by lowering intensity, while others break themselves trying to push harder? Is the problem really that you're not training enough, or that you're training wrong? Because there's something almost no one tells you. Professional runners don't train the way you think. And when an amateur tries to imitate them, the body makes you pay for it. Today, you're going to understand why training like a pro is the most common and most silent mistake in modern running. And once you see it clearly, you'll stop making it. Stay with me. Right now, something obvious is happening. More and more amateur runners are training like they're professionals. They copy brutal workouts. They copy huge weekly mileage. They copy paces they can't control. And they do it convinced that this is the fastest way to improve. They see extreme workouts on social media. They see impossible weeks. They see athletes training at the edge of collapse. And they think, if they do it, it must work. The problem is, you're not seeing what's behind it. You don't see the years before. You don't see the foundation. You don't see the slow adaptation. You don't see the recovery. You just see the hardest moment and decide to copy it. That's how the trend of always training hard is born. That's how the obsession with suffering starts. That's how the idea spreads that if you don't finish wrecked, it doesn't count. But your body doesn't understand trends. It understands load, recovery, and balance. And when that balance breaks, progress stops. That's where stagnation begins. That's where injuries appear. That's where many stop enjoying running altogether. And the worst part? Almost no one realizes that the problem isn't lack of effort. It's too much effort pointed in the wrong direction. And from there, everything starts going downhill. Here's where the big misunderstanding begins. We've been led to believe that training harder means training better. That finishing exhausted means you're improving. That if it doesn't hurt, it doesn't work. But the body doesn't improve from suffering. It improves from adapting. And adaptation doesn't come when you destroy yourself. It comes when you give your body just the right stimulus and enough time. Copying a hard session doesn't copy the adaptation. It only copies the punishment. Two people can do the same workout and get completely opposite results. One improves, the other breaks. The difference isn't in the session, it's in the context. In what came before, in what comes after, in what the body is actually capable of absorbing. Amateur runners often ignore this. When they don't improve, they push harder. When they plateau, they add more intensity. And without realizing it, they fall into a dangerous loop. More effort, less progress, more frustration. The harder they try, the further they get from improving. Here's what almost no one sees about professionals. They don't train hard all year. They don't live at their limit every week. They don't improvise. Behind every brutal session are years of work, years of easy running, years of building endurance, years of strengthening the body. They have a massive foundation before they can truly push. And they recover like professionals too. They sleep better. They eat better. They rest better. Their entire life revolves around training. An amateur doesn't live like that. You train between responsibilities. You run with accumulated stress. You sleep less than you should. And still, you try to train the same way. That's the big difference. Pros can afford to fail. They can push one day and recover the next. You can't. When you overdo it, your body doesn't forgive. That's why so many don't understand why they train more but perform worse. It's not lack of willpower. It's not lack of discipline. It's an unfair comparison from the start. And until this is understood, the same mistake will keep repeating over and over again. This is the most common mistake among amateur runners. Confusing fatigue with progress. Believing that the more it hurts, the better the training works. That's where bad decisions start. Hard intervals today. Another tough day tomorrow. And the next, hard again. Because you have to push. Because if I slow down, I lose. Because that's how the fast ones train. At first, the body handles it, but then something shifts. The legs feel heavy. The pace doesn't come. Heart rate climbs higher than usual. Every workout feels harder than the last. The warning is clear. but no one listens. Instead of resting, you push more. Instead of adjusting, you force it. And that's where the real problems begin. Aches that don't go away. Small pains that become normal. Bad weeks that pile up. Until one day, the body says enough. Not because you're weak. Not because you're not built for running. But because you've been training against yourself. And when that happens, progress disappears silently. But here's the mindset shift. The problem isn't training like a pro. The problem is copying the wrong part of how pros train. Because professionals don't improve because of their hardest workouts. They improve because of everything around them. Patience, consistency, doing the right thing over and over for years. That's the part almost no one sees. That's the part almost no one copies. People copy what's loud, what's extreme, what looks impressive. But that's not where the secret is. True progress comes from doing what's needed when it's needed, and stopping when it's time to stop. From training without rushing, respecting recovery, starting workouts eager to run, not afraid of the watch. When amateur runners finally understand this, everything changes. They improve without suffering so much. They enjoy it more. And, ironically, they start running faster. Not by pushing harder, but by training better. Training like a professional, the right way, means this. Training so you can repeat tomorrow, not so you end today destroyed. Showing up to run with desire, not dread. Finishing the week tired, yes, but functional, not broken. Knowing that running easy when it's time lets you run fast when it matters. Fewer epic days, more solid weeks, less proving, more building. Most runners improve when they stop competing in every workout. When they realize progress isn't measured by how wrecked you finish today, but by how well you can train a month from now. Training smart isn't boring. It's strategic. And when the training finally fits, the body responds. Without drama, without punishment, without breaking. That's when amateurs start running better than ever. Remember this. Pros aren't great because they train hard. They train hard because their bodies are already ready for it. When you try to copy that without the years behind it, your body makes you pay. Training better will always beat training more. If this video made you think, hit like. And if you run and want to keep learning how to train smart and improve without breaking down, subscribe. Now tell me in the comments. Have you ever trained harder thinking it would help and ended up performing worse? If you want to understand how to train with purpose, stay consistent, and finally make progress without pain, the next video is waiting for you right here. Click it, watch it, because it's the one that will finally connect everything you've learned today and show you how to build the kind of runner you were always meant to be. See you there.